And once again, if you're just joining us, we'd like to welcome you to the second annual Steinway Classic. This is a co-production with NYC Grind and InsidePoolMag.com. And we're looking forward to a very exciting match between these two great players, Warren Kiamco and Earl Strickland. He called the corner pocket. You have to call your shot and call your safe. He not only called it, he put it right in the hole. Well, it looks like he's going to have to do this again. Let's see if we can get a better look at the shot. Oh, he's got a shot. We're going to work on fixing that link above the chat so it does work. Just give us a little while and we'll test it. As Warren Kiamco has to go the inside 3 rails. He's got to watch his speed. He's got to get down there. Wow, how did he hit it? How did he hit it? Now you can elect to play this straight up in the corner, have the 7 in the bottom right-hand corner, or play the side and have the 7 in the other corner. I don't know why he just punched it over to the other rail. He could have just held the cue ball and shot it straight into the bottom right-hand corner. But I guess that's his comfort zone. Nevertheless, it looks like Warren Kiamco here is going to draw first blood. And we will try to get the scorecards. There it is. Warren Kiamco draws first blood. We're going to try to get those scorecards in your viewing monitor, but it looks like it's going to be very difficult unless we can get it on one of these tables where Earl is sitting. I'm going to see if I can get Alvin to place those scorecards there. Earl Strickland has an open table here. Should be no problem getting out and tying this match at 1. Here comes Alvin now. Let me pass the word. Give me a second, guys. Earl Strickland about to tie the match. We are racing to 9. Brought back the final 16 players today, and he does. 1-1. Tell you what, the final match last night, I don't know how many people stayed awake, was between Dennis Hatch and Ralph Eckert. Alvin has uploaded it to YouTube. You're going to want to witness that match. You've never seen an ending like it. It was hill, went down to the last ball, pocket safe, ball rolled into a pocket safe. You really got to sweat the match to watch, to really appreciate it. The whole pool room, the buzz was around when that match ended close to 2:15 in the morning. So get over there and check that YouTube channel, Inside Pool's YouTube channel, and watch that last match that Alvin posted up. It's unbelievable. Right down to the last second. 1-1. The scoreboard's up in the left-hand corner. And don't forget, you guys, if you didn't hear, we are going to have a challenge match on the 29th. Darren Appleton and Jason Shore versus Earl Strickland and Shane Van Boning in a Scotch doubles match right here on this table. Race to 30. No jumping allowed. Alternate breaks. That's the 29th of August. Starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to be a great challenge match. Earl Strickland, Shane Van Boning versus Jason Shore and Darren Appleton. Mark that one on the calendar. August 29th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be just before the Ginky Memorial. And following that is going to be the Ginky Memorial Tournament. There's plenty of pool here at Steinway Billiards. Good hit, needs a rail, 2-ball does touch. Looks like the cue ball is going to be behind the 10. Earl's going to come to the table, waving his hand. And CMB-WSU has posted that YouTube at the live stream forums. You can go there and just click it and watch it right on the forums. No need to go anywhere else. And J.R. Calvert does get the credit for watching the video. So sweat that match later on. So save that link. Unbelievable. I never saw it happen in my entire pool life the way it happened last night. And neither did the pool room. Ralph couldn't believe it. Dennis couldn't believe it. And after you watch it, I'll tell you what, when you watch that video, just keep in mind, you know, how many players will just concede the last ball of the match or close to the last ball and just concede the last game. And just watch how Ralph Beckett keeps his composure and hangs right in his seat. Pretty interesting. Let that be a lesson to some up-and-coming pool players. The Battle of the Atlantic. I like the flyer that Mr. CMB-WSU made for that match. It's really interesting. I like that. Took a look at it this morning. All right, so then again, you know, in this format, you have to call your safeties and call your shots. So we've seen it come into effect a few times last night where somebody didn't call a safety and they were playing a ball and wound up getting safe. And with this format, you can't get lucky like that. The incoming player can make you shoot again. And it's an interesting format. It works, and it works well. Warren Kiamco just going to stop the cue ball. It will bounce one rail for the 3. He's in great position here to just come back for the 4, whatever his comfort zone is. Play it into the corner or into the side pocket right where his stick is. And he elects to play it into the corner. Such a relaxed player, just goes along with the Filipino style of play. The long bridge, relaxation, smooth stroke, just goes right along. Sort of like a well choreographed play, just incredible to watch, whether it be Warren Kiamco, Efren, Boosty, Manalo. Oh, took it for granted, but here comes Earl, and he's faced with another either bank or play safe. And this is the way Earl's getting the rolls when Warren misses. He's missing pretty good right now. Earl cuts the 9 right in. Goes for the bank. See now, if the 10 ball would have went in the opposite side pocket, it would have came out and been spotted. It's a call shot, so it would have come out and would have been spotted. Really watch that. Yeah, I went to bed late too. I was in here calling the match. That's what that YouTube link's all about. It's a great match to watch. As Warren Kiamco puts another bead on his side of the scoreboard, leads this match 2-0. Would like to thank some of the sponsors bringing this stream, responsible for bringing it to us. CNG Gas, that's cnggas.com. And of course, Bank Shot Calculator. And NYC Grind, involved in co-production with Inside Pool Mag. And of course, we want to also thank North Coast Restorations. And for the challenge match that's coming up, we would like to thank one of the biggest augers. I don't know what to call him. This guy's like an icon here at Steinway Billiards, Larry Ross, for putting this together. Larry's involved with a lot of challenge matches. Don King's got nothing on Larry Ross. Larry's about to change Jose Perica's last name to Ross and Earl Strickland's name to Ross. 1 second, guys. Earl Strickland, again faced with a long 1 ball, plays it pretty sporty. Not the best of safes. It looks like Warren has a piece of the 1. I mean, I think he's got enough piece where he can actually attempt to cut it. with a little inside English, he can break the 310. But if he called the one ball in the corner pocket, if he's going to elect to snap the 310-8 apart, would be a good move. But if he misses the one and breaks the 310-8 apart, could be in a dangerous situation. All right. Missed it on the pro side with the speed to leave the one on the lower rail. Now Earl's in a position to make the one and break the 3-8-10. Should be able to pocket this ball without touching a 5. And he does. Either draw back or just bounce the cue ball out. Oh, he's got an angle on it. Okay, spin it out for the 6 in the corner. It's looking good here. Score is 2-1. Earl on the move. Earl Strickland making his move. Well, I'll tell you what, I think the involvement in making that little poster for the Battle of the Atlantic was a LSN team effort. Steve Kurtz, Heather Kurtz, and CMB WSU. And it really pulls together when everybody helps out. So if, everybody in the chat, if you will, share the stream. Let everyone know about this great event going on. We appreciate that also. Once again, you are watching the second annual Steinway Classic 2013. See the score in the background, 2-2. Earl looking for something to drop. Not the cue ball. Not any ball. such a difficult shot. You know, Earl can spin this, but he's going to outrun the 2 ball, and he might run into the 5 ball. He spins it slow, but I like playing safe here. Bank the 1 up by the 3. Bring the cue ball back behind the 6-8 and lock him up in the shop. But you know, Earl Strickland likes to get out there and stay in his gear. There's the shot. I think the cue ball leaked out just enough where Warren can see the 1. Well, he saw it, but thought he can make it. Nice shot, putting the cue ball right in the pocket, cutting off the angles. I mean, Warren's got the 1 rail on the other side. You know, he's favored to actually make this 1 ball. And if he hits it good enough, that cue ball could drift up table for the 2 into the other corner. If he hits it good enough. Bank the 1. Earl's got a lot of blockers up there. He's got the 2, 10, 7, and 3. Bank the 1 back down table. Either 2 rail it. Try to get it behind the 4, 9 and lock the cue ball up here at the lower part of your monitor. Looks like he's going the other way. He's going to feather the 1 on the left side and bring the cue ball back down this way. What's wrong with that picture? If he can get behind that 8, he's good. Well, he's got the 1, 3, not the easiest combination shot. I should say not the easiest combination for Warren Kiamco. Ralph Eckert and Oliver Ortman showed those long combination shots were fairly easy for them because they play a lot of straight pull. Warren also faced with shooting on the favoring the right side of the cue ball due to the 6 there. Oh, it looks like he might have the whole cue, but he's going to play safe. Didn't turn out the way he wants. Earl waves his hands again. You know, Earl doesn't have to wave his hands. He's got an easy, you know, he's got the track going up and down the table from here. If he wants to elect to play this cue ball, he can actually just slow roll this cue ball, kill his cue ball, and accept either the bank on the 2 or even possibly cut the 2 in. Played for position between the 7 and 10. Strong. Very confident in his speed of the table here. You know, I spoke to Dennis after that match, and Dennis said, Al, he says, what I should have did was just drew the cue ball back to the rail. He says, that was the shot. But you know what? Keep in mind those mental errors in that match. You know, these guys were playing almost 14 hours, you know, off and on, waiting for their next match. You know, they started at 12 o'clock, and it was like 2:15 or 2:30 in the morning by the time they finished that match. So it was definitely a long day. You know, mental errors happen, and Dennis was the first to admit it. But it was just, unfortunately somebody has to lose in that match, but it was just an amazing match to watch. I mean, right down to the wire. Ralph pocket safing himself, playing the masse and then the scratch on top of it. It was like, wow. One thing after another was phenomenal to watch. But, there's a lesson to be learned there, too. The last game of the set, a lot of people, and I know all of us seen it a bunch of times, where they just they throw the towel right on the table and say, you got it. Instead of doing that, Ralph sat in his chair and let Dennis shoot it out. The rule in the tournament is no concessions, but a lot of players, concede the last game out of respect. But the rule is no concessions. So Ralph sat there and scratch went in. And that was a loser side match. It could have well been Ralph saying, hey, don't worry about it, and Ralph out of the tournament. Ralph sat there, Dennis scratched. Dennis is out of the tournament, and Ralph's in now. Change, let that be a lesson to up-and-coming players. Sit there and let them shoot it out. As we watch the mighty Earl. He's going to take the lead in this set now. 3-2. We're racing to 9. You can see on table 13 you have Tony Robles there in the background playing Mike Davis. Pool room's loaded with talent and spectators rolling in the door. Let's see if Earl can pocket a ball and get a shot on the one. Yeah, he pocketed a ball all right. Cue ball fired right into the side pocket. 4-9 causing a little trouble at the lower rail. Warren can do a couple of things. He can play the 2 off the 4, thus far moving the 4 away from the 9 if he doesn't have a shot. Or just play the 3 ball and then elect to try to nudge the 4 out, or play safe on the 4, tucking the cue ball behind the 9. See what he does. From this position here, he can play the 2 right off the 4, and it doesn't have to be that hard. He can play the 2 off the 4, the 2 goes in, and he'll still have position on the 3, and the 4 will be on the lower rail. I think that's what he's thinking about, but let's see. He's got options. Plays the 2 off the 4, but didn't bust it out quite well enough. Well, maybe he did. He might have the shot. He might have to go out long and play the cue ball 3 rails back down for the angle. I don't think he has enough room in there to kill that rock after pocketing the 3. I like him going 3 rails, come back down for the 4, but he's got to watch his speed. He's got to get lower than the 10 and not too low where the 9 is going to be in his way. I don't know if he has enough room to kill his rock here. He's shooting it like he does. I didn't like that. And the 10 ball's in his way. See, all he had to do was go 3 rails, come back down. I believe he's in a safe position here. I don't think he has the shot that he wanted. See, there wasn't enough room to kill the rock and keep it in line for the 4. Not bad. You know, if Earl has enough of the 4 ball, or the 9 might be wired. He might want to kick into the 4 and play the 9, call the 9 ball. Not sure what he's looking at. Okay, nice safety. Wow. Not even a effort on trying to kick that. I don't know what he was thinking. Kicked right into the 10 ball. Earl leading in the match 3-2. You can see the score in the upper left-hand corner. And now gets ball in hand. Just a walk in the park. Another day at the office for Earl Strickland. As he's on the verge now of going up 4-2. And you cannot let Earl do that. You got to try to stay with him. That kick that Warren Kiamco just tried kicked right into the 10 ball. I don't know what he was thinking, or if his foot slipped on the carpeting, but it wasn't all that good. Wow, almost scratched. I was just about to say Earl Strickland finds the cue ball dropping in a drink once again, but made a ball this time. Cue ball stays up. Hey, you know, I like playing safe. He calls the bank, and the reason he's doing that is because where the 2 lies, good shot. Winds up missing the 1, though. So it's 1:40 Eastern Standard Time, and the pool room's packing up already. This is such a great room for pool. If you ever get a chance in your New York area, you got to stop at Steinway Billiards. The action here I got two guys that were here. They did an overnighter, and when I left at 3 or somewhere around that area at that time, these guys were here, and they're still here when I return. So they were in action all night long. And the good thing about Manny here is he locks the door, and you guys can keep playing. He's a great host, great for pool. Steinway also added $7,000 to this event. The payouts are on the live stream news forums. If you want to see the payouts, the brackets are up there. And after a round or two, I'll take some more photos, and we'll keep those brackets updated. We are working on a program for Bob and Steve are working on a program to keep the brackets updated live. And we hope to have that running. We don't know when, but we're working on it. We are down to the final 16 in the tournament. You're watching the first stream match of the day, for day 2. Somebody's asking if Deshane is still in it. We posted the brackets at Livestream News. Let me take a look around. Give me a second. You know, I saw Mike Deshane here in the room. I don't see him on any table. You're going to have to take a look at the bracket. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Mike Deshane is playing. He's in it. Okay. As Earl goes up another game and now leads 5-2 over Warren Kiamco. We're racing to 9, and Earl is quickly climbing that hill. This Earl, you can't blink your eyes on him, because if you do, you might lose 2 games and 5 great shots in between. Earl is welcomed here in New York City with open arms. He comes into the room every morning and starts practicing when he's in town. He got familiar with a lot of the locals in the area, and as he walks down the street, it's like having one of your Hollywood movie stars live next door to you. I mean, you get the people walking down the street saying, hey Earl, you know, it's really nice to see. They accepted him with open arms, and he's happy. I think we might see a quick game here if Earl can get to that 2-10 combination. And it looks like he's got a shot to do it. I think the open mic. Did you hear Earl say play to 1? Sounds like I heard it through my headset. I think he just changed his mind and said I'm banking. No, he played safe. Good shot. I mean, it's an easy hit for the 1, but it's still a good shot. Watch the 10 ball here. That cue ball can feather it and go towards that side pocket. How about making the 1? Now, I don't believe Warren Kiamco called that, so you'll see Earl Strickland come back in. And I believe he called a safety. Good shot. I kind of like it. It's a little too close to the pocket. Shouldn't be no problem for Warren Kiamco to hit it. He just has to stay out of the scratch. Hits it fine. And leaves Earl dead in the side pocket. Earl's got a shot now to go up another game. As you can see by the scoreboard in the top left-hand corner, Earl leads 5-2. Earl Strickland now taking a commanding lead. By a score of 6-2. Movie tips, CNG Gas, NYC Grind. Back to Earl. Yeah, there was a rule set into, Tony Robles set a rule into this tournament because some of the players were having difficulty racking on their tails, that they can actually rack one ball higher than the one ball if necessary. And there's not many players doing that, but that was a rule set into effect. Seven ball finds its way into the side, but the cue ball does also. Earl making two balls on that break with the cue ball. Warren can get down either lower than the 4 or play position between the 4-10 for the 3. Let's see what he decides to do here. It's lower than the 4 ball. I like going one rail just before the 5. Bounce back up towards the center of the table, having the 4, and then playing the 4 with a little right-hand spin coming back for the 5, shooting it down the rail. There you go, one rail, back up to the middle. He's got to leave himself enough angle so he doesn't have to force the cue ball to do anything. Goes 2 rails, elects to go 2 rails. Nice shot, that works. 6 ball right in the wide open. He should have no problem here. But then again, we've seen him miss a 9 ball, took it for granted, and shot it down the rail like it's supposed to go in by itself. Folks, I'll be right back. Okay, back at you. I had to go out and feed the meter. It's parking meter out front here, and my alarm went off on my phone. Almost shocked Oliver Altman, so I'm going to have to catch up with you on this match right now. Okay, 6-3, or did, I guess Warren just won that game. Or is it 6-4? 6-4. Earl Strickland, we're back at it. So I hope some of you watched that YouTube and the ending of that. I tell you what, pretty suspenseful. I'm talking about that match between Dennis Hatch and Ralph Eckert. It was the last match of the stream last night. Earl's in a predicament here. He's got to get around for that 4-ball. It looks like he's going to elect to play the 4-10 combination or either roll up on the 10 to play it safe. I like the 4-10 combo. It looks like it's close enough to play it with confidence. Earl leading in this match 6-4, has a chance to go 7-4. As he just witnessed Warren Kiamco putting a couple more games on his side. He can't afford that. Looking to end this game right here quick. And with confidence, spears the 10. Watch the cue ball. It's a cliffhanger. All right, he let the cue ball get away, but nevertheless, Earl does go up another game. Leads in this match 7-4. We're racing to 9. We'd like to thank some more sponsors: KamuiTips.com, Bank Shot Calculator, North Coast Restoration, John and crew. He's a great mechanic. He's a table mechanic throughout the New York tri-state area and beyond. If you go on the live stream news forums, you can find John's telephone number if you need a table mechanic. And John is also one of the sponsors that's helping out bring the challenge match to light in that Scotch doubles. And Inside Pool, and co-produced by NewYorkCityGrind.com. CNGgas.com. It's very nice that everybody's getting on board, allowing us to free stream this. And when I get a second, I'd like to thank some of the sponsors that are supporting Tony and the tour. Of course, Predator Q's. And we'll mention some of Tony's sponsors as we get through this match. And CMBWSU just posted the thread, or the post has been started for North County Restorations. Thank you, Bob. And thank you, Steve, for all the hard work on that poster.
thanks. Hey, my friend. Wow, who's this guy? Earl the Pearl. Playing Warren Kiamco here at the Steinway Billiards. And we're going to race to 10, I believe. I've been in meetings about the Battle of Atlantic that's coming up. And some other stuff that might be huge that we're going to do. Involving Mr. Strickland, actually. What's going on out there, Larry from Cincy? What's happening, buddy? Everyone else out on the Ustream chat, say what's up. I'll be stepping in later to do some prime time commentating. Upstate Al's doing an awesome job. Be stepping in here with him here soon. Enjoy this Strickland match here. Kiamco, my friend.
Back at you. Gotta go take a look at the brackets. Earl Strickland, huh? Looks like he's on the verge of going up on the hill here. Everything hanging right in the pockets. And he does. Earl Strickland reaches the hill. Keep in mind, this is a winner side match, so Warren Kiamco will just move over to the B side, and Earl will stay undefeated. Anybody mod John Slingblade? Please mod John Slingblade. All right, he's modded. Thank you. I'm not signed into the chat over here. Okay, Earl on the hill. Set the break. First time I've seen a ball go around the table and drop into the corner. They were coming up short yesterday by at least a half a diamond, sometimes a diamond and a half, and now it finally dropped into the corner pocket. Earl looking for a push here. Just feathering the 1. Getting the cue ball behind the 4. Looks like Warren Kiamco can see part of the outside of the 1. He's got to hit that with a little more speed to get that cue ball behind the 3. He might leave a window here. How's the speed? Nice shot, Earl. Earl's got to start thinking about that 6 ball. You know, he's got to work from the 5 to the 6. If he gets the right angle, he can cut the 5 into the corner and run the cue ball right into the 8, or he can just cut the 6 if he gets the right angle on the 6. Looks like he might be able to. Whoa, never mind that. It's the point with the 3 ball. You know, a lot of people were talking about this table here, and I just mentioned prior to this match, you know, Earl was practicing, and he says, man, this is a funny table. A lot of the pros are saying, oh, we got to play on a bucket. Well, you know, it turns out that a lot of pros are missing on this table. And this is the, if you can see the plaque there on the side of the table, this is the George Genki Sansushi Memorial Table, the one they're playing on. And a lot of pros have missed balls on this table. If you want to know the pocket size, I got some pictures there at the forums with 2 balls inside the pocket. But just getting back to what Earl said this morning when he was practicing on it, it's kind of funny, this table. And there you go. Missing the 3 ball at that time. Now Warren back at the table. Earl remaining on the hill, and Warren got an opportunity here, but he's going to come back across the table for that 6 ball. And I don't believe he went up far enough to cut it. He does have the bank if he wants to play the bank. He called the bank. He's going to elect to come around 3 rails and shoot the 7 down in the corner. 6 ball goes. He goes 3 rails. He's got to watch his speed. 9 ball could come into play. I think the 9 caught him. I think he got caught up behind the 9 ball. Can still see the 7 and bank it down. Oh, he's kicking it. 1 rail called into the upper left-hand corner. That doesn't work out. All Earl has to do here is make this 7 ball. It's all natural. Just drop this 7 ball. Perfect shape to draw it back. Looks like Earl Strickland sends Warren Kiamco to the B side of the chart and proceeds with his climb on the winner's side. We're going to be right back at you, folks, as soon as we get another match lined up. So kindly stand by. Once again, you are watching the 2nd annual Steinway Classic 2013, being co-produced and watermarked on the viewing monitor by Inside Pool Mag and NYC Grind. We'd like to thank everybody that's involved in this. CNGgas.com, of course, Steinway Billiards, Kamui Tips, Bank Shot Calculator, North Coast Restorations. One of the best, if not the best, in the New York City area. I always say he is the best. John and his crew, Table Mechanic. And really, J.R. Calvert, Inside Pool Mag. We'd like to thank everybody. All right, we'll be right back at you. Upstate Al signing off for now until we get another match lined up.